Hi friends, it's Jenny, and I have a really big haul. You can tell this is such a big package, right? This is going to be a long video. Get a snack, get a project, get ready to hang out because I don't have just one order or two orders, three orders. This one's a lot bigger right here, or even five orders. I have six. Six bargain bead box orders that I have not opened. I kept starting to oh, well, I should do a haul video when I get a couple of these orders. And then I'm like, oh, but I have another one coming. Oh, but then I have some more. And then we had some personal things that came up that kind of put everything behind. And so now I have six orders to open with y'all. And some of this is surprises to me. Some of it is mini bundles that I purchased. Some of it is things that I just loved. One of these orders, I think it's this one here, number 5, is the order that I placed that I didn't pay a penny for because I was selected as I was randomly drawn as the winner for December. And so I got a $50 credit at the store and I immediately went shopping. And I'll tell you why when we get to that order. But I am going to take these off because I covered up, the important information. But we've got 3 of these, half of these were packed by Kathy, and then we've got a couple that were from Carolyn. In fact, Carolyn did my bigger one right here. And then we've also got Christy in here too. So thank you to Kathy, Christy, and Carolyn for packing my orders over the last month. Seriously, the date on this, January 21st is when I placed this order. And this video is probably going to post sometime after the 20th, I'm recording it in the wee hours of the morning on the 22nd. So from when I ordered to when I'm finally opening it in front of you, it has nothing to do with the shipping or the warehouses or anything like that. Just I'm finally getting to it. It's going to be a while. So I am going to get these all out, get them sorted so we can kind of streamline this a little bit. And we're going to have just a big old happy Bead Box Bargains haul that includes all kinds of fun things. I'm probably going to save my my random grab bag. They had a grab bag thing where you, if you spent $50, you got a free grab bag, but you could also buy one. So I got 2. The grab bags recently went back up for sale, but I think they're already gone. We'll probably open those last. I'll set them aside and open those last because I think that'll be kind of fun. And maybe at the end of this really long video, this haul, maybe I'll even make something. We'll see. We will see how I'm feeling because it's already 1 o'clock in the morning. Okay, so I'll be right back, friends. Okay, we're back. I've got things organized, and when you have 6 orders, you get 6 free gifts. And we always look at the free gifts first. So, most of these have some metal, so I'll have to test them before I can use them. But the first one came with these little enameled snowflake charms. There's no number, so I can't go look it up, but I do remember when these posted, and I don't think they had the information on them. So we'll do nickel testing, but hey, it was free. And then also these sweet little beaded snowflakes. I've got a pink and a green one. So those are really cute. And all they have is a jump ring. So if the jump ring has problems, I can just replace that jump ring. This beading work, because it goes through this seed bead here, this beading work is still fine and it's good. So that's a fun free gift. And then we got some copper lobster claws. Chances are these are nickel free because I know that Lauren got a whole bunch of different, sorry, I moved my lights back. I had to move them so I had room to sort earlier. But I know Lauren has put in a lot of great nickel free antique copper findings. So these are probably fine, but again, no information, so we'll check. And then, oh my gosh, something that is not metal. I got some little sparkly crystal dudes. Look at those sparkly crystal dudes. Okay, I'm going to open the bag because, they're harder to see in the bag. The metal bits, it's easier to not. And I have a whole bunch of stuff to show you, so I'm not going to be pulling everything out of the bag. But there's a set of 6 of these guys. 6 of those. I have my handy dandy little dish. There we go. There we go. That's fun. Okay. And then, so that's little free gifty number 4. There's always a thank you gift. Just a nice little touch. A lot of times they're, you know, extra items or off counts or things like that, but hey, they're free. Sometimes you even get pendants. I've gotten some pendants before. These are some triangle shaped charms. I think I remember, or links actually. Look at that. Those are links. I think I remember those actually being nickel free, but I don't know for sure. So again, testing. And then this one, I got some fire polish, and they're the blue. I love the blue. A couple of them are a little bit dark. Like this one is a little bit dark. It's more gray instead of the blue, but some blue fire polish, and it's stuck funny. So we're just going to leave that attached as it is. So those are my little free gifts. As I said, we've gotten a few bundles. I might just do all the bundles at the end. We'll see how I'm feeling, but I've got my stack of papers and my couple of trays full of the goods and the goods. And let's get into it. Let's get into it. So the first order that I placed was, gosh, like I said, back in January. Lauren had just put out a bunch of new wire, and I know some of this was still available the last I looked, not all of it. So I'm going to be flashing the numbers on the screen like this, wire 5034. It's a stainless steel paper clip chain, and it is about 1 meter, so 3 feet roughly. And I think these are soldered. If it's, yeah, those look like they're soldered. So it would be, if you're going to use it, you would cut it. Since it's stainless steel, you used memory wire. But it's just a good cable chain. You can see the size of the links in my fingers. They are 12 by 4 millimeters. So we got that chain. And then these are chunky boys. I don't know. I like to have a lot of chain options, and I am building my chain options. These are 5035, and they're 17 by 7 millimeter, and they're a lot wider gauge. They also look like they might be soldered. I'd have to get tools out to check, and I'm not getting tools out. But well, they might not be. Anyway, fat chain, very thick. I think this could be fun for a lot of things. Chunky jewelry is going to be on trend this year. Maybe I use some of this. Maybe I use some of this for what we have coming up. So that's a big fun one. So got those. And then I got some more delicate chain. This is 689. And it is 4x2 stainless steel oval. And it is a lot more delicate. It's doubled over. There you go. It's a lot more delicate chain. And it's really, really pretty. So that is a 4x2 millimeter is the link size. And again, there's 1 meter of it. And then I also got, because I have a hard time getting like stainless steel and silver chain. I feel like I can get a lot antique silver, copper. I have a lot of copper chain, but I feel like I have a hard time getting gold chain. And so when these came up, I did go ahead and get 2 packages of it. This is 693. And it is a 4x3 18 karat gold plated on stainless steel, which means this is a hypoallergenic, and because it's gold plated on stainless steel, it's less likely to tarnish, lasts a little bit longer, and I think this is just a really pretty curb chain. Just a really pretty curb chain that is just so easy to use and incorporate. And for me, it's a warm gold. It's a nice gold. I do like a light gold. But this one is more hard to describe. It's not macaroni gold. It's a good, not quite antique gold, but had that direction. It's got a little bit of age to it, and I think that's pretty. I'm going to go ahead and combine these two into the same bag because they are the same chain. And that's just going to make it easier for me later. So if I'm working on a project and they've gotten separated in my chain storage, I'm not like, oh no, I don't have enough of this. I'll know exactly how much I have. All right, we've got a few more chain options. This was another gold chain that came up, a 695. Now these ones, because they go fast. This one is 3x2 oval. It doesn't say that it's like 18 karat gold, but it is gold color, but it's also on stainless steel. Like the base metal is stainless steel. So that's a good one. Also a nice, delicate, kind of a classy, standard looking chain. Pretty. And then I also got, and I have not done anything with these before, I got some gold Coriana chain. I had gotten some silver, I think, at another place. Well, it's stainless steel, but, or actually not stainless steel. This is brass, but it was listed as nickel-free brass, so I could get it. And that's 698, and there's 3 meters of it. It's a very, very fine chain, but this is 3 meters, and it's 0.6 millimeter is the width of that chain. Just kind of pulling that close up to the camera so you can see that chain. So that's going to be something different to work with. So I'm looking forward to that. It's already trying to go and do things that I don't know what it's doing. Just trying to coil this back up so that we can put it back in the bag. But yeah, that's actually quite a length that you get when you buy a package of the Coriana chain. That was 3 meters. And just so you get an idea of price, this one, I'm not going to go over price on everything, but this was $5 before the discount. I used my coupon code for a discount. Okay, and then, let's see. Yes, and then, guys, this next category of things I got because Lauren finally got some dog charms. Okay, so this was back in January. This was before we lost Sophie, before any of that happened. And oh wait, no, one of these. Let's do this one. This one's not a dog charm. I do have one non-dog charm. The rest are dogs. But these are these little rose charms. They're just these little drops. Got a loop at the top. A set of 4. I like those, so I went ahead and got those. They're pretty. Those were $5,663. Okay, so the dog charms. And there are a few of these that might still be available, but I got them and I picked dog charms based on some of my own personal interest in dogs or dogs that we have in the family and things like that. And I'm going to just kind of go through them real quick. So this is 5696, and this one's a terrier with a little heart cutout. I think they're all stainless steel. Yeah, they're all stainless steel. It's just a sweet little terrier. I'm going to put him on the dish so you can see a little bit better. Hard to see where that heart is, though. Let me hold him above the dish. There we go. And there wasn't really a dog that was a great match for my first dog, Daisy, but she was part terrier. She just didn't have this kind of fur. So this could represent Daisy. And then I've got this one, which is 5697. This one was the Chihuahua, and my brother had recently, in the last year, lost his dog of quite a long time. She was a contemporary of Daisy. And I actually asked him last time I went and visited Beki, told him that I'd gotten this charm of a Chihuahua with a little heart cut out in it, and asked him if he would be, he's not big on touchy-feely things, okay? So I asked if it would bother him if I made like a keepsake memory for him of Shiva. And he said no, that he would actually really appreciate that, and that I was free to go ahead and talk about her and film it if I wanted to. So I'd already been thinking about making a keepsake charm for Shiva. And then this week when I lost Sophie, I'm just going to keep showing you charms while we talk about it. This week when I lost Sophie, I even on the way home from saying goodbye to her, I was thinking about how I had all these little dog charms that I hadn't done anything with. These are Scotty dogs, one of my favorite kinds of dogs. I've never had one, but I do want one. We were on the way home and I was thinking about how this might be the right time to not just make a keepsake charm for my brother and his dog Shiva, but to make a keepsake charm for us, for both Daisy, who we had lost previously, and Sophie. And this right here, guys, it's almost like a little lab. This could be my Sophie. This could be my Sophie. In fact, these are the regular, stainless steel tone. They're hard to see. I'm trying to see if I can get this angled where you can see the etching on it. There we go. Turn it into the light so you can see that a little bit better. There you go. So this is something that is going to be coming up. I don't know when. I'm not quite ready to do it yet, but I want to do a video where I do that. How do you think about and compose a keepsake charm for a furry friend who has gone? What are some of the things to think about? How do you make certain choices? This is the same again, but with gold. And I might actually use this one because she was a mix. She was a lab mix, but she was mixed with a yellow lab. Like her coloring was so close to this. But anyway, I might be doing a video about that later. So I'm just kind of putting that out there. There's also some of these charms, and funny thing, I just ordered some of these because I thought since they were still on my wish list, I hadn't gotten them yet. But there's these cute little sitting dog charms, which is the other one I'm considering using for my little Daisy girl, because this is more like her kind of shape. Even to the ears and the tail. I might do this one for my Daisy girl. I don't know, but I'll tell you more about all of the dogs when I do that video. That one's gonna be a video with feels, friends. You are forewarned when you see making remembrance pet charms. You know that there's gonna be feels. It's just gonna happen. And then these ones that are just a little puppy. Just a little puppy. So cute. And that one had 2. Most of these charm sets have 2, so you could do earrings. And yeah, so that was that order. So that was order number 2. Order number 2, guys, is done. No, that's just order number 1. Just kidding, guys. That's just order number 1. Okay, let me move it out of the way. And I'm going to move on to my next order. Just shift some of these things a little bit. Guys, when I find something I like, I kind of go crazy. This is actually a very short order. There's only 4 line items, but I got multiples of everything. And some of these I got again. You're going to see in a little bit. So these are these multi-point connectors. It's a 4-loop link. And there are 10 of them in each set. And guys, I got at least 4 sets. There's 4 sets right here. And then I think I saw them when I was unboxing another one, because I guess I placed another order and didn't compare the previous order that hadn't been delivered yet. I'm gonna see if I can take off one of these stickers and put it on the bigger bag. Not that one. Sometimes these stickers come off easy, sometimes they don't. These ones are not wanting to come off. That's okay. Here's what I'll do. I still don't need all of the bags. So what I'm going to do, so that I can still keep one of the numbers, is I'm going to keep this one with its number, and it's still going to go down inside this, but it's the rest are going to kind of fill in some of that same space. So this is a mess. This is what I do when I get multiples of something, though. I do try to combine them. And if I do it now instead of later, then again, I'm not like looking for something and being like, I don't know what to do with it. In fact, I'm going to set this aside when I finish this order because I know I've got some more of those to add. I might also have some more of these. We'll see. So these are, so I don't know if I showed you the number. Those are 2181. And I might not have showed you all the dogs. I'm sorry. These are 4938. I'm going to go ahead and combine these into one bag. And they are, pour them out a little bit. They're this little flower charm. It's a floral drop is what it's called. It's got this cool, you know, floral, like 3-dimensional pattern. And it's got a loop on the back that is near the top of it. So you can string this on a design or attach it to a link and it will hang as a drop. A drop or a dangle. My friends know I love dangles. So we've got some of those, and I think, like I said, I might have another bag in the next order. These are cool, and I was so excited that they were nickel-free. These are 4948. Now remember, this order was placed back in January when we were still working with Aurora Borealis, so, or the Arctic Aurora, I should say, which is good. That's the one I guessed, remember? Anyway, these are these really cool, oh, it's a, and look at how wide that hole is. I think I missed that when I was looking. I thought it would have a hole up here to hang it from because it's got like these dangles. There's these little star dangles and these little blue crystals inset this moon shape, but it's actually got this really big hole that you can use on like wide leather. That's different. I'll have to think about that. So I did go ahead and get 2 of them because the size that they are, I was thinking, oh, those would make some really great earrings. I have to rethink that because of the way that this is. But I can get creative. I can get creative. But they are made with, yeah, it does say they're a large hole bead, blue and silver. Yeah, if I was paying attention. 4948. They're really pretty though. I like those. And then I got these guys, and I did get 3 packages of these. They are fancy flower head pins. It's a 20 gauge, has a rhinestone in antique silver, and again, these were nickel free. So I got these guys. Try to get them where you can see it and catch the light. It's got that little sparkle inside. Right here where the rhinestone is. So, well, that's odd. One of my packages only had 2 in it. They were each supposed to have 4, but one of my packages only had 2. You guys saw that, right? I'm not going crazy. I can email customer service. If they have some more, they'll send some out. Or I can just not worry about it because it's like a whole bouquet. And I don't even know when or how I will use these, but they're cool and I wanted them. So I got them. Put these in here. Yeah, one of my packages only had 2 instead of 4. That's okay. All right, and then the last item on this order was the Northstar Value Bundle, which I don't even remember if either Becky or I did an unboxing for this. We had a lot going on, but I'm still going to show it to you. But I'm going to put it here with my other bundles, and we'll just do all of our bundles at the end. Because like I said, I've got a few different bundles to show you. So we'll do those at the end. We'll take care of the regular. Oh, I put these back in, and then I looked at the very next item. Guess what? It's more of these. So yeah, apparently I loved those so much, and I wanted to make sure I didn't miss getting them, that I got another 2 packages. So guys, I have 60 of these. If you guys see me use these connectors a lot, it's because I have plenty. And I can, so I will. I do love a multi-point connector. I wish that we had more of them available in different colors. So I'm happy that I have these, but also it's a whole lot of silver tone stuff, and we've been doing gold and copper, and I want some more options too. So we're just gonna put all of these in one bag so that I can have them in my findings and get what I need when I need it. Okay, some more of those. And then we've got, this one is a gold-plated brass butterfly rhinestone link in rosaline, and it's got this kind of label. It was probably part of another bundle that I didn't get. But again, it was listed as a nickel-free butterfly. Look at how pretty she is. Look at how pretty she is. I love that. And it is a link. She's got a hole up here, but she's also got a hole here in the abdomen. You can use them as a drop. This doesn't look like a hole because of the way they have it shaped. Hold it against the dish so you can see, or rather above the dish so you can see the shape of that hole. But then it's also got a couple of other, oh wait, no, that is that solid where the antenna meets the wing? It is. So it's solid here where the antenna meets the wing. It's small, but it is. So you could potentially connect things there as well if you wanted to. But I got that. And then we got some detailed flower links. That's these guys. I thought these were pretty. So you can see front and back. So they're just one-sided, but they do have these links. And it's just pretty. It's just pretty flower with a couple of leaves. So I have those. That's 4934. And I know I haven't been saying all of the numbers, but... And then guess what else I got more of? Some of these flower drops. Floral drops. And I do really like these. So they'll go in here with the other one. So they each came in sets of 4 and I got 3 sets. So I've got 12 here. They have some decent weight to them though. Just something to know if you do use them as in earrings, make sure you're not adding a whole lot that adds weight, because they are definitely, sorry, did not mean to bump the thing. I was trying to make it so that if I shook the table, it doesn't shake the camera because, yeah, setup being what it is. Anyway, yeah, those are cool. And then I got these guys, and I thought these were going to be smaller than they are. They are 100% something that can be used as a multi-point connector. They're a floral focal link. This is in the antique silver. And you can see there's so many points of connection here. And so if I use this as a multi-point connector, it is definitely part of the focal itself. This isn't something that I would use personally along the side of a necklace. It would need to be paired with something that was equally as bold so it doesn't overwhelm the rest of the design. So I did get 2 sets of that in the antique silver. And I do like them. They're just, I don't know why I thought they would be smaller, but I did. I was like, yeah, get a bunch of those. $49.75, and then $49.76 is the same again, but in antique bronze. Get these guys out. $49.76. And, you know, the same size, but again, lots of points of connection, 2 in each pack, and I got 2 packs, so I have 4 of those. All right, guys, these next things are pretty cool. I like them a lot. I did get this in all 3 colorways. So this is a stainless steel moth with moon phase pendant. And since they're stainless steel, it's so much easier to show you angled towards my light. what that looks like. But again, with you can actually use this as a connector if you wanted to. There is room here. You can also hang things from the wings. There's a lot of good options with this one. 5381. So I got it in the regular stainless steel tone, and then I got it in 18 karat gold plated. Exactly the same pattern, but in this really nice gold plating. Again, the base metal on these other colors is stainless steel. And then this one, 5383. I love this. It's the multicolored, but it's basically rainbow moth. It's a rainbow moon moth. And I'm pretty sure Beki got this too. I think she had this in one of her big hauls that she got to before I did. Look at how pretty that is. I love this. I love this a lot. So pretty and fun and colorful. And sometimes you just need to celebrate color. All right. And then this is the same order. I had to get these. I love Prennet, guys. And this is on a green strand, so that's going to throw off what you see a little bit. But look at how gorgeous this is. I mean, do you see that? The inclusions in it that look like grass, what Beki calls lake water. I think they're really pretty. And this one is a little bit more yellow tone. I don't usually see those ones, but I love this soft, almost kind of like cucumber water green that you get from the Prennet. And so these are some nice chunky 10 millimeters. I wanted some big ones. You see more of the inclusions, the bigger bead you have. And I needed those. Yes, I did. I needed those. Okay. And then I got, and these ones I'm not going to open because they are in this type of package. These are machine sorted. That's what the MA in front of CZ means, is that they sort them by machine, and rather than a count, you get it by weight. So this is 10 grams of 6 millimeter pressed glass star beads in crystal with blue and lilac shimmer. They're unicorn stars, and I love them. I love them. These ones are also machine sorted. Sometimes what you get with machine sorting is sometimes there's a wrong bead. I have one single wrong bead. It's this little light green colored one that's in there with all these pink ones. But these are crystal with pink metallic. Super cute. Love those. And then we've got these. I love bellflowers. This is blue and pink mix, where it's swirled together, pink and blue mix. And then we've got these ones that are a glass teardrop beads. So it's crystal with a violet opal coat. Violet opal, I don't know if you can see. I'm trying to get it so the light will show the color, but not glare off the package. Those are really pretty. You can see it's opal, but it's not like the actual stone opal. It's how they do the glass, and you get a little bit of a yellow glow to them. So yeah, those are really pretty. And then the same style of bead, but in crystal with a raspberry opal coat. These are the raspberry. So those are some really fun beads that I got with it. And then I got some spacers. There were some new spacers that got added. Some of these are a little bit familiar to me, like I may have gotten them before. This one's 1050. And they're these lanterns, patterned lanterns. Just like these guys. Yeah. Some patterned lanterns. There's about 20 of those. And it's okay if you see a little bit of like what looks like grass in there. It's not a seed, it's just a husk, which is what they use when they do the antiquing process. They use it to soak up excess, and they do clear away most of it, but sometimes they'll get caught in beads and come loose in shipping. Just throw it away. There's nothing harmful about it or gross. That's just part of the process. And then we've got these $11.92, and they are wavy or curved disc spacers. I've heard these called potato chip because they curve like a potato chip. So concave, convex, but they are patterned on both sides. So you can use them however you prefer. Stack them together if you want. Have them go any which way. So we've got those spacers, also in the antique copper. And then we've got some wavy spacers. That's these guys, wavy disc spacers. Ooh, that I spill everywhere. We don't need them, do we? Just, you know, throw them away. Just kidding. No, we're not. One stayed in the package. One did. All right. So, yeah, little discs. That are a nice little wavy. When they're on their side, it just creates this wavy bit of space because, you know, they are spacers. All right. And then this is the same style of bead, but in the antique bronze. So we have the antique copper. These are antique bronze. And this one, it's the exact same cut, but this one is called a wavy disc spacer. This one's called a wavy washer spacer. So you can find this style of bead under both names. Got that. Let's see. Second page. This was the one of the larger orders that I did. Okay. Then I got these bumpy dotted rondelle spacers in all the colors because they were nickel free. So when you have these and you have them on their side, you see it's got this like kind of bumpy pattern. Come on. Yeah, so that's how they'll be when they're strung and they're in between beads. It's got a decent size hole on it. So you want to take that in mind when you're using stuff. And so I did get this in the antique silver, which is what we're looking at right now, which is going to go well with a lot of stainless steel. Antique silver and stainless steel basically play well together visually. Also in antique gold. I'm not going to take them all out because I showed you what the thing looks like. Antique bronze. Antique copper. And gunmetal. Gunmetal. And I got the fish beads. I did. They were nickel free in antique copper. So this is the 2007. I don't know if these are still available, but basically it's a little puzzle where you put this together and it's got, let's see. No. There. There we go. We got our fish. Turn this. There you go. We got our fish. Fishy, fishy. And you can string them. You can put a little space in between them if you want to. Like this. Little separated fish. I got it. And then this is the order where I got the mystery grab bags, which again, we're going to do those at the end of this video. Let me get these guys out of the way and we'll get to the next bit. I think that's the last of my duplication stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and put these in the bag pretty confidently that when I say we're done, we're actually done. Oh, these are the gems. These are the printed that I didn't put back in the bag. That feels like such a small bag for 10mm beads, but they're the only gemstones that I took out of bags. But it does fit. It does fit. I'm just used to them being in bigger bags. Okay. So the first thing on my next list is another bundle, guys. I told you I have a lot of bundles. This is, oh, whoops, this is not. Here we go. So this is the February Floral Mini Bundle, and Becky and I both got this. This is one of the things that it was kind of a, oh wait, I'm not looking at it yet. Not looking at it yet. It's kind of a fun mini bundle that's not really tied to anything in particular. And so that's what we got there. We're going to get into that later. And my packing list, all of these pink lines are descriptions of what's in there. So we're going to use this packing list when we do it because they're not individually labeled. However, I did get some other beads. So one of the things that I got was some more of these teal sparkle beads, because this is the order, I believe, where I saw some of the Arctic Aurora box extras come back that had previously sold out, and they were in the leaving soon section. So especially with box extras, if they sell out of something that you really wanted, check back in about a week or so after it sells out, because what they do is they hang on to some in case there's issues with a shipment, like when I was missing those couple of pins. They can send out, replacements or fix problems. And so you can check there, because it won't show up in the new, but they do add stock back in after things have finished shipping, and they know that they don't need to hold back those things anymore. So I got more of these guys, and they're so pretty. And then these were in a mini bundle, and I got 2 sets of them. They were in one of the Valentine's mini bundles. They had these gorgeous folklore flowers. They call them rustic flower beads. So this is matte alabaster with full AB and purple wash. And I used a bunch of them in a design already, and I knew I'd use them all up, but I love them. And so I went ahead when I saw that they were available in the leaving soon. I was like, I'm grabbing these. So that was the number 5636. And then we've got some Drux in the Alexandrite color, 6667. And that's that really pretty bluey purple color. They're some nice size too. They're 8mm. And I think they're so pretty. So I got those. And then from my wish list, because I just need it. I love satin spar selenite. I just do. And how pretty is this going to be with that printed that we had earlier? I mean, just look at those beads. Look at that shimmer in them. Do you see that? Such a beautiful stone. And they are often dyed. They're dyed this light green color. Peridot green is how it's listed. But it's just, I mean, just look at those beads. They're incredible. I love them. I love them. I'm a sucker for satin spar selenite in any color that they'll do it. Maybe even orange. And you guys know that's saying a lot. That is saying a lot. Also from my wish list, that they were running low on, and I really wanted, was some of these carved freshwater shell flower beads. These are definitely going to show better in my hand than on my dish. They're just so delicate and pretty and playful. I love them. So I am happy that I got some of those. That's Pearl 601. They use the pearl prefix for both pearl and shell. Okay. And then, like I said, they were, some additional stock got added. Guys, I'm addicted to these. These are those Stardust spacers. I love them. They're nickel free. They'd had them way back in a different bundle or a different thing, and I said, can we please get more of that, Lauren? And she included them in the Arctic Aurora bundle, and then they sold some, and I grabbed a bunch from the box extras, and they sold out. And then guess what, they got added back to that leaving soon section, some additional quantity. It's not a big quantity, but some additional quantity, so I went ahead and got some more, and they went in under $17.55 is the number. And yeah, I will add them to my stock of these that I have elsewhere, but in the meantime, I'm just putting them all back in this bag because no reason to sort them and consolidate these guys alone because I know they've got friends. They have friends in my stash. Okay, so I'm going to come back to this list when we're doing the floral bundle. And I'm going to move on to... This is fun. So this is the order that I didn't pay a dime for, not a single penny. It thinks that I did. Like, this was the value of the order. I didn't spend my whole $50. I spent most of it. But here's the story behind this. So here I was looking at my wish list and seeing that some of my favorite spacer beads that I just really love were getting ready to sell out. There were only a few packs left. I had 4 packs in my cart, and I knew that a bundle was dropping at the end of the week. And I was like, can I wait? Or is this like the last chance to get these spacers that I really, really wanted? And so I'm looking at them, I'm like, I don't know if I can justify just ordering the spacers, like $5 worth of products. And then I get this email from Bead Box Bargains about being the winner. Like, I saw that before I saw the post. And I'm like, are you kidding? Really? So what did I do? I went and I filled up a cart. So this is my winner order. This is what I decided to get with my I won the drawing reward, because then I didn't care that I was paying shipping, and I got a whole bunch of fun things off of my wish list just because I wanted them, not because I needed them and I was worried about them running out, just because I wanted them. So some of these things had been hanging out on my wish list for a while, like these leaves. They'd been living on my wish list, and these are these really pretty white with pale blue and mint green swirl. You can see both the blue and the mint green. These are what do they call these? They're just top drilled leaf beads. So they're drilled from side to side across the top of that leaf. So you can string them directly onto your design as a leaf. And I just love them. I love check glass leaves. And like I said, these were on my wish list for a really long time, and I just kept putting off getting them, making other choices, but I still really wanted them. Also, and this will surprise none of you at all, the same leaves, but in a different wash. Of course I wanted the metallic aqua. Of course I did. Of course I did. So I got these leaves as well in my little, just getting what I wanted to because I wanted it order. So those are really fun. And then I got this strand of check glass fire polish. They're crystal with a matte Labrador finish. And it's this really pretty, I mean, these go with these. Well, these are a little bit cooler even than this, but just that light, bright, slightly metallic, just a hint of that. I love these. And look at, I don't know if I can get it to sparkle at you, but you can see that little bit of sparkle in that finish. Oh, love those so much. I was really happy to get them. I also got, okay, so these are super tiny. These are 8 by 5 millimeter, 18 karat gold teardrop charms. And I got them in light amethyst. Look at how teeny tiny they are. I got them to, use as drops for a delicate earring or something like that. They're just really pretty, and I loved them a lot. So I did get those. I also got them in 2 other colors, which included this, and I'm going to put it on the dish because it's hard to see the colors. This is ruby pink, and it's this like fuchsia. I don't know if I can, where did it go? Okay. Okay. It didn't go too far. So I'm seeing if I can hold this a little bit more where the light can catch it, because it looks darker against the dish because it casts its own shadow. So again, super, super tiny, but fun and delicate, and they could be really pretty on something. Like I said, these were my indulgence beads. And then I did the same thing with sapphire, these sapphire color ones. So you can see the difference in, like, this is the front, this is the back. You can see that that setting is thicker on the back. So these are the right side of those. And again, I think the camera is making these a lot darker than they are. It is a dark blue, but it is blue. Oh, I don't think it's catching the light. Okay, just know that they are so much more blue in person. And they're pretty. So we got those, very delicate. I also got something that they had added back, and I think that they have already run out of, were some chandelier links, or some chandelier drops. I used some different ones that I got elsewhere recently in a design, and I liked how those turned out. So when I saw these, that they got these back, which they have had before, but I didn't get before, I thought that I would want to get those. So they've got almost a basket shape, and they've got 3 holes on the bottom and then 1 hole at the top. But what I had done with the previous one is I actually hung something inside the hole from the bottom side of this loop. And I wanted to see if I could do that again here. This is a little bit thicker connection area, so I'm not sure, but I thought they would be fun. And I got 2 sets, so I have 4 of them. So yeah, and they are 18 karat gold plated as well. So all these little drops were 18 karat gold plated. So are these chandeliers. It'd be interesting to use some of these in this, like maybe one of them hanging from the center. Look at that, guys. One of them hanging from the center? Maybe. You'd have to get it close. You'd have to get it close just because to make it fit. Anyway, those are some ideas. And then also I got 2 of these. And I got 2 because they are sized to where they could be drops on an earring. So that's why I got 2. But they're also a really gorgeous match with these. And how sweet would it be to have just a really delicate set that had these in the earring design, part of the design, and these as just a delicate focal on a necklace. That could be really pretty too. So I did get 2 of those. You can see I was feeling some pastel colors, but wait, there's more. There's more. I got some more things. Speaking of pastels, I saw these. So these are the Malaysia Jade, which is dyed quartz, okay? And they're English cut. I love English cut, and I love these colors. Like, if you ask Beki, she'll tell you these are my favorite colors to work with. We have a pale yellow. You can see that color against the dish. It does have a yellow thread that does enhance that color a little bit, but there's still this really pretty dyed quartz in this really pretty pale yellow, okay? And then I got these guys, the same size, the same cut, a nice English cut, and these are sea green. Look at how pretty they are. I mean, right? Was I feeling the pastels or what with this? And then, oh, I think these are my favorite of the 3, and I love these. I love these. But this is the same cut, the same style, the same stone in 2-tone blue. And look at those. Look at the variation in color there. We've got sunshine and new growth and gorgeous sparkling water. And they're just so pretty. They're so pretty. And some of the natural inclusions of the quartz come through, like in here, so you get a little bit of that earthy touch to it as well. But how beautiful are those? I just love those. So it was $66.13 for the blue, $66.10 for the sea green, and $66.08 for the pale yellow. They just make me so happy. I've got just a couple more things to show you from my winter order. I love that I got a winter order because I did. I was like, I just went in. I was like, oh, you mean I don't have to debate with myself about whether or not I should, place an order before something else is happening? And, yeah, it was so freeing. And it made me so happy. So if you guys wondered what I did with that winter order, this is the winter order. I've got 2 more items. Just putting these back in their bags. So I've got know which is which for the colors. These are the next ones I got. I got some glass hearts. They're not check glass, but they're a really pretty pattern. They're red with a gold wash. And I think they're pretty. I think those are pretty. Let's hold them up. So I like those. They're some of the bolder items in what I got for this. It was almost a collection. When I started seeing that I was getting all these pretty pastel things and everything that was metal was accented in gold, I was like, maybe I need to make something. But this is what started it all, guys, is I had to get more of these cube gold spacers. I used a bunch in a design recently and used basically all of them. And I was sad that I didn't have more. And so when I saw that I could get them again, I knew I needed to get them. And when I saw them going so quickly, I was so worried that I wasn't going to get them or that I'd have to put in a separate order. So this is like where I'm like, okay, I'm spinning that right now. I took no time to think about what I wanted to order. I'm like, I'm putting in an order because I want these. And then I got all of these things I'd already put in my wish list and been wanting to get. And yeah, just so happy. So happy. And then my 6th order that we're opening tonight is just a bunch of bundles. So I think it's time to get into our bundles, friends. I think it's time to get into our bundles. We will go in order. If that works for you, it works for me. This is the Northstar bundle. And this one, I don't think we had details on what was in it. I know that Beki, like some of these things needed to be checked, and I think Beki checked them and they were fine. This is not the Northstar bundle. Oh, this is one of my, okay, this is a grab bag bundle. I'm like, wait a minute, this doesn't look right. Guys, ignore what you just saw. We're not there yet. Actually, if we're doing it in order, we should do those first. No, we'll do them last. This one's the Northstar bundle, guys. This one's the Northstar bundle. Okay, yeah, ignore what you just saw. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Okay, so these are all individually labeled, and I'm just going to go through them. Some of them we'll pull out and look at individually. You've probably seen unboxings for this before. Like I said, I don't remember if we have an unboxing for this on the channel. I remember telling Beki these were the only things we needed to test for nickel, and I don't remember if we have a result for that. But like I said, Beki and I had some things going on. So I'm not sure where we are on those things. But let's look at these. So this had the celestial pendant, brass and cubic zirconia, but this is lead, nickel, and cadmium free. And it's got this little dangle right here. And it's a loose pendant. So, well, no, here's the loop. So you would attach here and here. That's really pretty. I wish I'd gotten this out and played with it while it was the correct month, but we had ice that we were dealing with. I think it was around that time. And I was away from home, away from my packages. But that's really pretty. I like that. Normally we would do an organizing video for this. Not doing that tonight. Let's do all the metals first. These are some stainless steel spacer beads, 4x3. Not going to bother showing you those. They are pretty basic, and they're just, you know, they're slightly rondelle because they are 4x3, but they just round shape. These are the ones that needed testing. I'm going to check with Becky on them, see if she happened to check these. We had planned on doing these for like one of our late night beading stuff, and I don't remember why that didn't work out. Probably because I didn't have it. So cubic zirconia star charms, and they are pretty. They've got that little CZ set inside them. Super sparkly and fun. And then we've got these. These are kind of a puffy filigree heart. In fact, that's what they say. Filigree. Oh, these are the box clasps. So this is a box clasp. You'll just pinch this side of it. So there's a loop here. Or actually, yeah, there's a ring here that you would attach. And then a loop here. And then you pinch it to pull it open. There we go. It wasn't pulling open. And then just pop that back in. But I like the filigree pattern. So those aren't too bad. And they are nickel-free. So they're made with a nickel-free brass. These are the kind of clasps that are tricky to operate on your own. So they can be, you have to choose when and where you use them. I'll put it that way. But they're pretty, and I like them. And I was able to get them open. They weren't too bad. And then we've got some 11 inches of crystal triangle beads, frosted crystal, AB. Some triangle beads. Yeah, you see nothing. Here we go. Look at that AB on them. Like glistening snow, guys. Glistening snow. And everybody's headed into spring. That's okay. Also on the white side of things, we have these quartz crystal star beads. That's why this is called Northstar. Everything is like celestial and star-shaped. Got these pretty quartz crystal stars. I like those. And then we've got some other crystals. These are English cut crystal rondelle beads. Or crystal rondelle beads in crystal AB. And there's just a 12-piece set. They're 8 by 10. Ooh, these are very sparkly, guys. Check out how sparkly those are. Those are really fun. I like those. Tell me, is it too late for me to make something with my Northstar bundle? Because it's still really pretty. It's still really pretty. And then these ones are the moonstone glass. So they're like a synthetic moonstone, also called mermaid glass in twilight shimmer. So it's a moody blue with a blue-green flash. So this makes me think of labradorite. And they make this. You can see a little bit of a seam right here. I don't know if that's coming through on the camera, but there's a little bit of a seam on the bead. And in between the two halves of this glass bead, they put this iridescent material that makes it flash like this. So those are really pretty. And then we have these Druzy agate they're plated in green iris, and they're 6 millimeter. We got some bigger ones that were more like greenish gray toned. These are definitely blue with that iris. And a few good druzes on them. Mostly this is, you know, the external parts. Oh, here's some good druzes. Here we go. I found a couple. Angle them a little bit so you can see. Most of them are just a little bit of shimmer, some underlying shimmer. But some of them do have really good pockets of druzy. I like the shimmer on that one. Again, that one's more just shimmer. The electroplating, we're where it's caught and made a texture, but we did have a couple of pretty good drusies back here. Where in that opening it just catches. So yeah, that was the Northstar bundle, friends. Like I said, I don't even know if we had an unboxing of this on our channel. I need to check with Becky, but either way, it was part of these orders that I was getting caught up on, so I figured I'd show them to you because I certainly hadn't opened them and looked at them. So after that one, we got, whoops, you saw where I stacked all the bundles. I did not mean to do that. I'm so sorry if that made you woozy. Did not mean to. All right, so this is the one that we are going to use our little packing list for that I set aside, because this one is not individually labeled. This was the February Floral mini bundle, and it has a lot of components in it, including, this was added later, this finding here. And this was nickel free when that came up. And I think that Becky tested all of these, or they were things that were already listed as nickel free, like these lobster clasps and stuff. So in here we have Czech table cut glass cushion beads. That's these guys in a pale amethyst. It's a very warm toned purpley pink. Yeah. And then we have Czech glass pressed top drilled flat oval lentil beads. Oh, that's these. That's these. These are an opaque dark coral red. And as it says, it's top drilled. Here's the little hole. But it's an oval lentil bead. So you can wire wrap them, do a loop. You can put a jump ring on them and string them and have them hang as an oval, or you can string them and have them on their side. There's a couple different ways you can work with those. And then we had glass cut Hawaiian beads. And these ones are Czech flowers. Pink opal with pebbled orchid. How pretty those are. I love that. So pretty. And then Czech glass square tile beads. And they're just this square. They're drilled through the center from one side to the other. And this is also pink. The flowers were crystal and red with pebbled rose. These are the ones that are pink opal with pebbled orchid. Sorry, got my descriptions mixed up. That's okay. All right, and then, these are the ones. Okay, I got my flowers mixed up. How did I do that? Oh, because they had both. Okay, guys, I'm fine. Everything's fine. So, sorry. There were two different kinds of Czech flowers. These are the Hawaiian ones that are pink opal with pebbled orchid. So they're the same color combination as the tiles, okay? I didn't read the description wrong. I was just showing you the wrong flowers. And then these are the crystal and red with pebbled rose, but these are the pressed daisy flower beads. Okay, we're fine. Everything's fine. And then we've got the Go-Go pendant in antique silver. And like I said, when they added these to the shop to buy separately, here's the number. It was nickel free, so I can use this. That's going to be fun to play with. And then we've got, let's see, top drilled leaves. Which I like because you can string them directly on and they hang as a leaf. And they are Slightly different front to back, a little bit more detailed on one side, just like a lot of the check glass leaves. So very similar to that. So if that is important to you, pay attention to how you string them. If it doesn't matter and you want some to be the back of the leaf, some to be the front of the leaf, then you can just keep going as you're going. There's a couple of them that have a little bit of flashing problems, but they're pretty good. I like that. And then the lobster claws that we talked about, the jumbo flower detail lobster claw clasps. That's the number, TOG 997, which I'm pretty sure are ones that I could use, but I will double check that. I think they are. We'll see. But because I have the numbers, I can look these guys up. And then this. So these are, it's a 15-inch strand. They are glass round beads, and they're enameled. That's what is giving them that texture and that look. They are two-toned, I think it just says two-toned red and pink. So there's a lot of variation in them. You can see the red and the pink. And those are just really fun. But they do, at a distance, look very floral. You know, they're kind of spattering. So I can definitely see why it was included in this little mini bundle. Love a good mini bundle. Probably too much. Where did that bag go? There's the bag. Pop these back in. Some of the other bundles that we got. So we did the Northstar bundle. We did the pink floral bundle. The most recent ones that we got were these gemstone bundles. And I know that Beki is working on a big video with these. We got a couple of the colors in common, so I'm not going to go into details on showing you each of these, but I'm just going to give you a quick glimpse of, for example, my pendant. This is my aventurine pendant. Beki also got aventurine, so I'm going to let her show the details of all the metals and everything. I do know, because she's already told me, that all of the metals in these gemstone bundles came back as nickel-free, and like this pendant has a bit of a coating on it. She made sure that she got through the coating on the back to test the base material for me. So, because my sister takes care of me, and she's wonderful. So that's my aventurine pendant, which she also got the aventurine, so I'll let her show you everything that was included in that one, including the crystal mix. Because, you know, we're already going long, and I threatened to make something, didn't I? I don't know if I'm going to. We'll see. We'll see. I have other things that I need to make tonight, and it's getting up there in time. We also both got the lapis lazuli set. They all have the same metals. They all have the same mix of gemstones. But because the pendants can vary, I thought I'd show you my lapis lazuli pendant. See if we can get that where you can see the flecks of pyrite in it. So pretty. That turned out really well. So that's my lapis lazuli one. And then Beki also got the pink rhodonite. And she loves it, and she's done something really cool with it that you may or may not have seen yet. I'm not sure which is going to post first, her video where she makes with these, or my video where I'm showing you my big haul. Because the haul video kind of goes into the bank. We will post it when it's available. I got the amethyst set. So this one is different than anything that Beki had. So I am going to go ahead and show you the amethyst set. Here is my pendant. Oh, look at that amethyst. Oh, how pretty is that? Do you see that chevron pattern in it? Do you see my amethyst chevroning? Yeah. Oh, that's really cool. That is a pretty amethyst. I wish that they'd centered it so that it was like straight up, like the point followed the line of the, but you know, yeah, beggars can't be choosers. It's still really pretty. And then it came with some amethyst rounds. These are like an 8mm amethyst round. And these are the type of amethyst I really enjoy that have a deep purple color. Not very brown and not too light. This is the kind of amethyst I enjoy most. And then we got these little guys. They're faceted rounds. These look like they're 6mm. You see a little bit more of the variation. Still beautiful, beautiful shades of purple. I recently did an amethyst full set, so I won't be making this with this one right away because I just did the amethyst and I didn't have this set yet, or I think I got it just as I was getting ready to film the other one. And because I hadn't done any of the unboxing yet, and Becky and I were trying to coordinate what we were going to do with these, I left these beads out and I used other amethyst beads. So that's if you want to look at my recent videos, that was just a week or two ago. I did it as part of Full Set February, an amethyst set. And then these metals are going to be the same as what Becky shows you, but there's anti-copper toggle clasp, some ornate rondelle style spacer beads, and these spacer beads that are like a round coin almost, but they've got this really cool pattern. And Becky's doing some really cool things with these. And then this is the crystal mix that came with the amethyst color, so that you can see what's in it. And it's got this gold and cream, and we've got some dark purple with iris, some kind of muted purples here, some translucent purples with looks like an iris coating on it too. They come across a little bit different. So these are the crystals, a little crystal strand that came with it. So each one of these gemstone bundles came with all the same metals and the same essential components. And that's why I think Becky's video is pretty cool, because she's taking these 3 bundles that she got and she is doing a full set with each of them in 3 completely different ways. So there's a lot of inspiration. If you got these gemstone bundles, or you have similar items to these gemstone bundles and you want to see what you might want to do with it, you can definitely spark some ideas with Becky's video. So it's either coming soon or it has been posted recently, one of the two. While I'm filming this, she is still working on it. Okay, that is all of the I Know What's In It bundles. And now I've got 2 grab bags. Now we're opening the grab bags. Okay, let's do this one. Well, no, let's do this other one first. This is the one I gave you a sneak peek of, but this other one is the one I'm probably going to be less excited about. Because guess what it has, guys? It has Unakite. But to be fair, it doesn't just have Unakite, and it has some things that I actually do really like. So this is the Unakite. There's these Unakite faceted ovals, which is actually pretty nice. Some of these are the paler tones. I found when I was looking at some other Unakite that apparently I am more drawn to these paler greens. The less avocado, the better. I don't love the orangey pink, really in any condition. So I would probably pick and choose with this, cherry pick, and take more of the green ones with maybe only kind of tiny touches of the orangey pink. But that's just me. That's me and my relationship with Unakite. I know some of you absolutely love Unakite, and I have no problem with that. We all have different tastes, and you probably are looking at this and thinking, oh, that is really lovely. And it is. They also gave me a Unakite pendant, and I am glad. So I do have, I want to say I did get this in the Unakite. I got this style of pendant in a couple of different stones. And I think I might have got the Unakite. I appreciate that this one really is mostly green. And I think I could actually work with that, especially bringing in a lot of other greens and things like that. So, you know, this is not bad. This is not bad. This is better than I thought it was going to be when I saw that it had Unakite. I gotta be honest. I'm just honest with you guys. All right. And then we've got these mistletoe branch links. They're listed as lead-free and cadmium-free. I don't remember if we've tested these or not. I'll check with Beki, because these have been in other collections before. And so, as you can see, it was part of a collection at some point. I'll check with Beki, see if we can test those, because they do really go thematically with this, with the leaf pendant, these check glass leaves. I love check glass leaves, and this is a perfect color choice to go with the green tones that I do like from the Unakite. I like the greens. I think that's what bothers me, is I like the greens, but I don't like the whole stone. But these are really pretty. I love those. It's one of my favorite check glass leaf shapes. And then we've got these guys, some check glass, kind of pebbled, puffy coins. I don't know what to call them. They are a shape. I don't know what shape they are, but they're this really pale green with a little bit of a silver luster on them. And then we have these pretty peach bicones. I like this color. It's this really pretty soft peach. I don't know if the camera is doing that color justice. It's kind of making it yellow. If that's kind of a yellowish peach, it's wrong. I'm going to try to adjust the lighting on this video before I publish. I don't know if I'll be able to correct that or not, but it's this really just a soft peach. So that is one of my Mr. Grant bags. And let's look at the other one. I can tell you right now, spoiler alert, the other one has the exact same links. So we're going to find out if I can use them or not. But in the meantime, let's see what is in here. We've got those links, as we talked about. For the pendant, they gave me one of the carved shell flowers. I do have some of these. I have these in several colors. In fact, I probably have it in this color because I do like this color. This is all very like dark teal toned. This is, let's look at these. These are some little check glass. I don't know how to describe these. They're kind of a faceted round shape, but they've got like a rainbow iris on them. And those are pretty. I have a stone I do not recognize. So if you want to help me out in the comments, ooh, or I can try to look it up. Should we try to look it up? We haven't done any looking up for some of these mystery items. Guys, I got arabesque beads. Okay, we'll get back to the arabesque beads. I want to look up this stone. So I was going to look that up, and then it ended up not actually looking up the store and instead pulling up a map that was very close to where I live. And rather than have that out on the internet, I'm going to cut part of that video. So if it feels like it jumped, it did. I'm sorry, it's for privacy. So looking up this number didn't work. So if you have any ideas what this might be, go ahead and let me know. It kind of looks like it's a dyed gemstone, like it's meant to look like turquoise, but I know that this is not real turquoise. Let's get this where you can kind of see it a little bit. I'm showing it to you on the dish first. I'm going to run it through my hands a little bit so you can see a little bit more like the individual stones. I might do a search for this to see what kind of thing this is, but it definitely is meaning to look like turquoise, but I really don't think this is genuine turquoise. What do you think? What is this? Do you know what this is? Maybe it is turquoise. Maybe it's Hubei turquoise. I thought that had less of the blue color. I don't know. I don't know what it is. But that might be why I couldn't look it up, because it may have been part of the like Black Friday random pick kind of things that were never actually added as individual items to the store. That is very, very possible. Okay, but guys, we got some arabesque beads. So these are kind of like the tortoiseshell color, but they've got that turquoise wash in them. They're not as amazing as those the arabesque beads that I designed with Beki, but they are arabesque beads. And I don't have very many of those. So I'm not turning my nose up at that. And then also, I love a check glass cathedral bead. And these are this gorgeous kind of dark teal color with kind of an antique silver kind of end cap wash. That's what the cathedral beads do. They put a little bit, it's actually a little bit of like red in there too. That's interesting. I don't know if that's showing up. But they're beads that look like they already have bead caps. Those are, I think they're really cool. I haven't used them very much because when it comes to using them, I always feel like they're a little bit out of place. So I think I love the beads and I'm trying to figure out how to use them. So that was my other grab bag. And I think I'm going to spare you guys the making because, like I said, I've got some other things that I need to film to kind of catch up on. But I've been sitting on these things for a long time and I wanted to open them with you. And I hope that you had fun with this. If you enjoyed this video, hit like. If you want to see more, subscribe. If you know what those stones were that we were just looking at, definitely leave me a comment. Or if you have, other insight on some of the other items that I got. Anyway, have a wonderful week. And as always, my friends, happy beading and don't forget to play. Bye.